Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Hello and welcome to the stream today. Hi friends, what is up? Let me get my headphones in here real quick and let's get a vibe check going. Thought we'd start off with a little bit of panache, pizzazz, if you will, today. Let's go ahead and get some little vibes going in the background. There we go. Hello, hello, hello friends. My name is Andrew Hochradel. I am so excited to have you here. And yes, Keith the Hawk is here. Hello, Miguel. All of these friends, so good to see you. I'm so excited. You were greeted by the great Lindsay Vaughn in the background. This is a project I got to work on with Amy and Jen Hood of Chutzpah Design. They are great. They launched a course today, so you can check them out, chutzpahdesign.com, learning about business. So, I am so insanely excited. I am the most, oh, my headphones are tangled. That is gonna, there we go. I'm the most excited I've ever been to stream for this stream specifically today. It's gonna be so much fun. And I wanna intro myself before we get started. Hello, my name is Andrew Hochradel up here. You can just call me Hawk. And if you wanna follow along on Behance, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, you can follow me at hawk.co, all words, no punctuation. So today, I will be with you for the entirety of today and tomorrow, and we'll be working on something that is a celebration of creativity in community. It's something called CanceledCon, and we had one back in April. It's an online event that I run with some friends, and today we are going to be building out some of the branding for that. So it's going to be a fun time, and we are going to reveal our guest lineup to start out with, right? Ooh, kind of fun. It's crazy. Yes, so we are going to be working on that today. I want to throw you guys a couple links so you can get involved with CanceledCon as well. Right here, you can get all the info and sign up for our email list at canceledcon.com, 2 L's. You also can follow along on social media, cancel_con, 1 L. And then today, CanceledCon's not about me or the speakers, it's about us as a community. And so today we will be building out the brand, and all of the brand assets will be open source to you. I want to see what you do with this. I want to see what you can build this community into. So I know you have daily creative challenges this week. Next week, no daily creative challenges. So maybe you take some of these assets and create some things for CanceledCon to show us what your community is like. Who knows? If you post that, use a hashtag, maybe we'll do a giveaway, some free years of Creative Cloud. I don't know. Can't say anything for sure yet, but maybe we'll do some fun giveaways with that. And I want to take you over real quick to our site. So canceledcon.com, 2 L's. We're launching fully tomorrow during the stream. But if you sign up for this email list right here, just canceledcon.com, 2 L's. If you sign up for that email list, tomorrow we'll be blasting out all the information. And we also will be doing a poster giveaway. Ooh, this is like the Chutzpah takeover. Chutzpah Design made this poster for our last CanceledCon. We will be doing a fun giveaway tomorrow through the email list. So make sure that you sign up for that email list. And guess what? CanceledCon is open to everyone. No entry fees, no tickets. We will have a donation structure this year that we'll talk about tomorrow. But yes, I'm very excited about CanceledCon. We're gonna be working on it today. So stay tuned if you want to be a part of that. Wow, I am the most nervous I've ever been for a stream, and I am very talkative today. So we're gonna keep rolling that. And I wanna show you guys something that you can get involved with right now, and that is the daily creative challenges. These are happening, I believe Cloudy just finished. They were working on a bold type for a t-shirt. We'll be working with some bold type today as well. And you can go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And that's where you can get all of the updates for the daily creative challenges. We also will be doing reviews of those daily creative challenges at the end of today's stream. I believe the last half hour or so, we'll do some of those reviews. And if we hop over into Discord, let me make sure that we're good. Yep. So if we hop over into Discord, you can get there by going to bit.ly/AI Discord. I know I'm throwing a million links at you, so we'll recap at the end. Stick with me, we'll recap. So bit.ly/AI Discord is where you can post your work. I'll be hopping in there and doing some of the reviews. Cloudy, here is yours. Absolutely love this. Gorgeous type, great message, and perfect execution. 5 stars. You are not canceled. So let's go ahead and hop into what we are working on today. Man, we're going 100 miles an hour. And let's do this. Let's all collectively take a minute. Let's put our chin up, put our smile on, and we're going to take a deep breath together. Right? Felt nice. Feels really nice. So our last Canceled Con event was the idea of making lemonade out of lemons. We were in a tough time, and we were trying to make some fun community through that, making some lemonade. This time, we're taking those lemons, and we're going to make a milkshake. We're going to bring it up to a whole nother level, which will be really, really fun. Let's go ahead and hop into Illustrator. And what we're doing today is usually on these streams, you're used to seeing someone build out a logo, right? A lot of times you'll see from the beginning to the end, they're building out a logo. But with Canceled Con, we kind of have the logo locked in. So I'm going to show you my process of taking a logo to a brand. I think this is something that a lot of creatives miss, and we're going to show you how to do deliverables, how to export files, and how to build a visual system. At the end of today, you can go to our link right here, bit.ly/canceledcon, and that will take you to a Creative Cloud folder where all of the assets, everything that we are making today, will be exported and delivered to you for you to use on whatever you want, right? Kind of fun. And this is to show you how maybe when you're working with a client, how you can package and how you can build a system for the client, right? This time the client is the world, so it needs to be very usable, and we need to design with the client's use in mind. A little crazy, a little out there, but it's going to be really, really fun. So let me make sure that I've checked off all my things. Got it. All right. Wow, we are so excited. It's going to be awesome. And at the end of the stream, make sure you stick around, because at the end of the stream, I will be revealing our lineup. A little sneak peek. We have everything from maybe some botanists. Maybe we have, oh my man, I don't want Slack notification. Sorry guys, if you have the Slack notification. We have everything from maybe some people that work with plants. We have bakers, we have illustrators, we have letterers, we have a Broadway superstar, and maybe a drag queen or two. Canceled Con is all about creativity in community. So today we're building out some community, and then I will give you all the creativity we can. That was a single piece of confetti. Let's hop into Illustrator, and I'm going to show you first the way that I will export a lot of these files to deliver to a client. So we're going to start with the easy part, and then we'll build out the brand, right? We're going to start with the logo and then build it out into a brand, start to communicate how the client can see that, and how the client can start working on that. Yes, working on personal branding, that is great. If you see me get a little shiny, this jacket's like wearing tin foil. So we're going to keep it on because it's fun. So what we're going to do here is I have all of my logos kind of created. And what I do in my thought process is I will come in, and we knew that we wanted to do a traditional logo type kind of mark. We actually have the process of this on my personal Behance if you want to watch the creation of the logo. But what I do is I will create the logo, and then I will map out all of the different color combinations, and I'm thinking about how the client might use it. So the black one maybe will go on lighter colors. We have a white one that will go on darker colors. We have a full color one that could go on white. I wanted to play around with full crossouts, one that is just the logo type. And so as I start to build the brand, I'm thinking about what are the individual elements that the client might need, right? It's less about wants and more about needs. Sometimes we are providing something that they may not think about that will be a good solution to something in the future. A vertical stack version, and then a couple favicons. And this is actually something that could take forever if we wanted to give this to the client and deliver all of these assets to the client, right? And usually we'll start at the beginning, we'll do all this process, and we'll kind of create all these things. But today I wanted to show you the quick and easy way to export all of your files and all of your different sizings, all of the different formats to give to your clients, right? Some people might be screen printing a poster for Canceled Con. Some people might be making a social graphic or changing a profile picture. We want to give them all those options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the artboard tool. And if you've joined any of my daily creative challenges, you'll know you're going to learn something today. We are going to celebrate Canceled Con, and we're going to learn about branding. I'm going to teach you some tools, though. So let's go ahead and grab the artboard tool right here in the bottom left. And what happens is, because all of these are grouped individually, as we click on them, I believe we have to double click, it will take whatever the highest pixel, the lowest pixel, the most left, and the most right, and it will create an artboard around those. So let's go ahead and try that. Oops. You know what? I already made a mistake. I actually need to group each of these. So when you're making those artboards for exporting, you want to make sure that each of them are grouped. So we're going to continue, and we are just going to group each of these. And this has to do with your logo as you're working on it. If it's one color, you can just make it a compound path. But if it's two, you want to make sure that everything is grouped. So I'm just selecting these and using the hotkey Command G. The favicons remind you of stylized sushi. Yes, that's great. A lot of this was done by our friend Logan Farber, one of my favorite illustrators, amazing guy, and an incredible illustrator as well. All right, so now that we have these grouped, we're going to come back to our artboards tool. You'll see that it selects the one artboard that we have down here, but we're going to ignore that because it doesn't matter. And we are going to start double clicking on these logos that we've made and sized, right? So this logo here is now group. Now it is its own artboard, and it is cropped to those edges. So we're going to keep going through here, and we are going to keep clicking, and it will make new artboards for each of these. Stephen Overturf, Remy, hi, I'm Andrew Hochradel. Nice to meet you. Let's be best friends. Welcome to the stream. We're building out some deliverables for a brand today. That's the same one. I don't know why I have two of that one. We're going to keep going now. So I'm just double clicking on these, and it is making artboards around each of them. Oh, I made a mistake here, actually. So what's happening here is there's a clipping mask. And so as I try to make an artboard with that, it's taking the entirety of the clipping mask. You can see that shape is actually going all the way across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmake that clipping mask. We're going to go in here, and I'm going to release the clipping mask. There we go. And here we just want to create another shape, and we're going to use the Pathfinder tool to break these out. Using Pathfinder up over here above my head and selecting divide. Nope. Selecting overlap. That's what I wanted. And we'll take it back to this gray color, and we will multiply to that. There we go. And we're just going to make a couple copies of that to make sure that we have our options. So I believe we had a white one, that these were red. Oops, maybe this was red. And these were black. And again, when you're building out a brand, you're trying to think of all the different uses. Everything that could be a variation, it's good to provide to the client. And especially when the client is as big as we are working with today, which is the world, you want to give options and make sure that your brand is diverse, that it's scalable, and that it can kind of continue on however you need it to. I believe those are what we had. Maybe these were red and this was white. No, that wasn't it. It was that one. Okay, cool. So we have those three there. I'm going to make these groups. A koi fish pattern jacket. This is a mermaid sequin jacket. The sequins go black or red to white. I felt like it was right for Canceled Con. It feels like I'm trying to be on brand today. So I'm trying to give you guys the full experience. The hotkey for the artboard is Shift O. And Shift O will bring up that artboard tool. And again, we're just going to double click on each of these. There we go. This piece over here, meh, bye. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the background. I just have this here so we can see. And now we have all of these logos in their individual artboards, which is what we want. I'm going to go ahead and delete this artboard down here. And now we can come in and yes, full on branding. Yes, this is the crazy side of branding that you don't necessarily see all the time. So we have all of these logos, and what we need to do is go to File, Export, and there's a great tool called Export for Screens. Export for Screens is going to bring up this menu. Let's go ahead and just make this huge. so that we can all see. There we go. So what this is it's taking each of those artboards and saying, hey, do you want to export this one, this one, this one, this one? And my answer to all of those is yes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start naming these, and you can do that very easily as you come through here and start to name them. So I'm going to name these maybe strike through. And so when I'm thinking about the naming conventions, I want it to be something that the clients can very easily see and understand. And so each of these, why do we need to separate artboards? So if you don't separate artboards, it won't export all of these individually. So using the export for screens, you need to have those artboards. And so here I'm just going through and naming these, and you want them to be named so that the client can very easily reference. So you guys can know which one you want, which one to use. So I'm going to do multiplied, and then this is going to be logo type. So we have logo type black, and I'm doing one of each color, one of each size. So logo type white. I know this is the most engaging content for a stream, but this is very important when you're working with clients, is making sure that everything is organized and that everything is named correctly. Everything is quick for you to export so that it's not taking a lot of time. So the naming is actually the longest part of this process, which is crazy. So this will be stacked logo type. How do you remove the artboard again? Shift O and then click on it, and it will remove that that artboard. So stacked strike through. Red. There we go. I don't want to export this one. So actually we can literally just go ahead and click on this, and now that one doesn't agree. Sorry, isn't included. That's the word. So we're going to keep this going, and we're going to do stacked black. Stacked black. Here is stacked logo type white. Stacked strike through black. And stacked strike through white. Again, engaging content. Strike through white. I'm already getting sweaty. Stacked logo type white. There we go. And this is going to be called bug. So we'll just do bug red, bug white, and bug black. Bug white and bug black. Boom. Okay. Thank you for enduring that with me. I know that wasn't the most engaging content, but we are here. Please don't understand. People don't understand other people's naming styles. Some people like using numbers, underscores, simple names. Yes. Yes. I like to just say, here's what it is, and here's what the color is, so that when I export, it's easy for them to see. So check this out. So now what I'm going to do is cough uncontrollably. Because I have these little boxes checked, and yes, I've learned some type skills. Because I have these boxes checked, it is going to export those artboards. We actually can come back in here, we can hit cancel, and if we come over to our artboards by hitting Shift O again, you can see now they are all named for us, right? It carries those names over so we can know what we're working with and what's happening. So going back, File, Export, Export for Screens. And what we can do is, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Okay, we're going to, in chat, tell me your favorite brand. And I'm having you do this because I'm stalling to pause all my Slack notifications so that you guys don't get little boop boop boops as we continue on through this stream. I try to mute them and I forget every time. And then suddenly the only time people want to contact me is while I'm on stream. What version of Illustrator am I using? The newest one. Yes, the newest one. Fully updated. So what we're going to do is we can export all of these, and instead of going and exporting individually, we're going to, this is going to blow your mind, export all of these in PNGs and SVGs just so you have the scalable version so that you have the PNG version that you can overlay. And it will be, maybe we'll do a, I don't know, maybe we'll do another JPEG version just to show you. Why not? So what we do is in formats, we can come over here and we can click on this little gear icon. And these are all the options that we can export it to. So PNGs, JPEGs, SVGs, and PDFs. I'm going to do a PNG, and I want to make sure that the background color is set to transparent. There's nothing behind these, and I'm doing that because I'm thinking about the client using this on their phone, trying to put it into an app like Over or Adobe Spark to create a social image. I want it to be a PNG so that it can sit on top and be transparent. So we're going to select transparent here, and we are going to click on Save Settings. So right now we're going to select PNG. I don't want these that big. Let's go ahead and put these at 300 DPI, just in case you guys want to print something with them. Could be fun. And now we are going to do Add Scale, and I want to create SVGs of these. An SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphic, so it will just be a graphic that is vector that you can use in any of your designs, on your website, help promote, whatever you want. Do whatever you want with it. Open source branding. So we have those, so we want to export the PNGs of all of these. We also want to export the SVGs of all of these that can be used in Illustrator or on a website. So we are going to select our range. Each of these are checked. Double check that. All of our names look good. And what we're going to do is I am going to export to, and I'm actually going to cut to the canceled con real quick so you guys don't see my other folders that I might be exporting to. Give me just a second. Let's see here. And we're going here. This is where we're exporting. Okay, cool. So now, there we go. We are choosing where we're exporting to. We are exporting to our Canceled Con Season 2 folder, and that is an open folder for you all to grab stuff. So I'm going to do this. Check this out. I'm going to go to Select Folder. I want to export the PNGs and the SVGs. So I'm literally going to hit Export Artboards and watch what happens. All right, cool. So it exported all of those for me, and check this out. That's not the page that I wanted to go to. There it is. So check this out. Now, if I go to bit.ly/canceledcon, let me make sure that this is actually going to work. Double checking, triple checking. This is the bit.ly that I did. Yes, it worked. Okay, cool. So let me come back over here. So if I just go to bit.ly/canceledcon, wait, if you want to drop a link, that'd be great. All of these are now available and live for you to sync to your Creative Cloud. You can sync this folder to your Creative Cloud, come here to download assets. Super, super easy. And this is a great way to share assets with your clients, especially if they're working with Adobe products. So every time that we make anything on the stream in the next 2 days, it will immediately be available open source to you to use in any kind of promotions or any kind of thing that you want to post to create about CanceledCon. If you're an animator, you want to practice some animation, play around with snapping those little grids in, play around with maybe floating the letters in the Canceled Con. This is all for you. Do whatever you want with it, but we are going to provide some brand standards. Brand standards are very important to communicate to your client, and so we want to communicate those very well. And that's what we're going to move into next. We are going to define our type styles, we're going to define the colors, and we're going to define the design elements and how to use them. What's interesting with this is as we work on this brand system, we want to make sure that it is scalable to the world. I know there's a lot of people in probably India that's watching. We have friends from Germany, friends that speak different languages. So what we can do, oh, and what is the link? Sorry, I'll just put it back up here. Right there, bit.ly/canceledcon. So there's a lot of people in different languages. And so what I want to do is create a visual means for you to follow the guidelines to create and follow that brand. the link wasn't working for you, let me know if that link is having trouble, and I will try to figure that out for you as we go. If you guys can get into the link, let me know. If you can't get into the link, also let me know in chat, and I will start working on that in the background as we work. Ooh, secrets. So let's go ahead and hop back in, and I'm going to start working next on our type hierarchy. Type hierarchy is something that is very important. And is the asset link not working? Try again. Yes, capitalize the C and the C's. Capitalize the C's. If they're lowercase, they will not work. Bit.ly has weird settings with that. So it definitely needs to be uppercase. And here we go. As I continue to talk, I am going to put this into the chat right there. Try that, everybody. Try that on for size. Let me know if that works. And let's hop in and start looking at some type. So what we want to do is we are going to go over and start working with Adobe Fonts. So Adobe Fonts is a great resource. It is just fonts.adobe. Thank you, Wade. Fonts.adobe.com. And I'm going to go into Browse Fonts. And I already have some ideas of where I want to go and some stuff that we've been using. So I'm going to show you, this is from my last daily creative challenge. So we're going to type in here, canceled con. And what I want to do is, I know that I want something sans serif, something that is kind of thick and chunky. So I am going to very easily click on a sans serif right here. There we go. And I can start adding filters. Oh, there are tags now? Guys, the tags are new. The tags are new. Sound the alarms. They're tags, and they're so good. That's awesome. Okay, so I know I want something super thick and chunky. So we're going to click on the weight being the thickest that it can be. I know I want something that does not have contrast, right? So I don't want something that looks kind of old or Roman. I want something that's really chunky. And when we're thinking about building a brand, the type is the voice. So I want Canceled Con to be in your face, bold, brash, kind of subversive a little bit, right? So I don't want something that feels fancy. I want something that feels like it's kind of just thrown and kind of, I don't know, trying to get a little tuss. Wow, tags. Yes, I know. Everyone is freaking out about tags. I am too. So let's go ahead and work with that. The width, I think I want right in the middle. Let's see if these widths are about what I want. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, okay. So I know that I want all of these things. Let's do something that's wider and see if that is anything interesting. See, that feels too wide for me, right? It feels like it's too tech. And so we're trying to find a good voice. So I'm going to scroll through these, and I definitely want something that is a little bit heavier, a little bit, I don't know, thicker. Let's see if we change to a grid. There we go. That might get us more. And I'm just going to go through a couple pages here, kind of look at what I want. We have a font that we are using, so I'm actually going to search for it if it doesn't come up in a second. But you'll see with the filters that we're using, we want something that is big. There it is. So we want something that is thicker. We want something that is middle weight, and we want something that doesn't have any variation, right? Single mono weight. So we're going to go over here to Canceled Con. Sorry, we're going to go over here to Dunbar. And Dunbar is one of my favorite fonts as of recent, created by CJ Dunn. Love CJ, but I love Dunbar, and so we're using this for Canceled Con. It's super easy to activate these fonts as well. You can just click Activate Fonts, and it will activate it live into what you want for Illustrator. So if we come in here, and we're just going to type in heading 1, and we're just mapping out this really willy-nilly for now, and we'll organize it later. So defining what your header 1 is let's grab the type window, Command T. Sorry about that noise. There we go. Command T, and we are going to go through, we are going to look at right here, it's Dunbar Tall. And you can see that if we select this text, it will actually give us a live view of what that looks like. So we can find the perfect width, and I know I want to use this ultra. I want something that is just kind of 80s, right? That if this was like Stephen King Presents, it feels like this cool kind of 80s like chunkiness, right? And so I want that. We're just going to change this to heading 1. and that will be our top heading. So Dunbar Tall Ultra. You can see here that Dunbar is synced by this little cloud. This little cloud means that it's pulling in from Creative Cloud and it is syncing to our folder. And this is something that when you open this file, which I will be, you know what? Let's do this. Check it out. We are literally just going to save this into CanceledCon Season 2. I am going to put in here working files. There we go. And so now as we update this, as we build on it at the end, you can just download this actual file. It will be up there for you. You can try now, but I think it will get messed up because I have it open. So you can wait till the end and download this. It will give you all of our brand standards. We'll export a PDF as well for you, and it will sync all these fonts. So we're going to use Dunbar for the main. And let's go back. And usually when you're looking at type, you want a big, bold headline, a thick, chunky headline. If you're using sans serif, if you want that established kind of like, yeah, let's do it kind of feel, right? Think of it as a person, right? That is communicating that message. When we look at Dunbar Low Bold, where's the Dunbar Low Ultra? That's what we want. So Ultra, as we read this, right, it's very much not like, oh, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Right? It's like confetti cannons and like the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It's like in your face. It's bold. It's brash. It's got that voice that we want to represent CanceledCon. So that is what we went with. But what I want is if there's information that we need to communicate. So one of the biggest changes with this time is that CanceledCon is moving to a donation-based model. It will be completely open for you to watch. If you don't have the funds, totally fine. But we will be doing donation tiers that if you donate a $50 donation, you'll get rewards from some of our sponsors of discounts, free fonts, texture packs, all that kind of stuff. So that's more dense content. And when we're thinking about how the client is going to be communicating, we want to make sure there is something for that. So we have that sans serif really bold. I want to pair it with a nice serif that is warm and welcoming, that doesn't feel cold, right? Something that feels human, that feels nicer. So we're going to go into serif. And again, filter through the things that we want. So I'm just going to do this donation-based online event. So that way I can just see what it looks like with some of the copy that I'm using. Hi, Ashi. So this is some of the copy that I want, and I'm going to start looking for and thinking about what I want in a typeface. I know that I want the height to maybe be somewhere in the middle here. And I have one picked out. We're going to see if we can get to it. We want a middle weight and kind of a middle width on those letters. So we're going to scroll through and see, we want something that feels right. So to me, this feels a little too old English. This feels a little too sharp. I want something that's soft, that's welcoming, that almost feels like newspaper, right? Something very neutral, but has like a fun little tongue in cheek, right? This is the equivalent of CanceledCon saying, hey, come hang out. It's going to be a great time. And then almost that backhanded whisper of like, also you can donate to help us out. That'd be really helpful. So it is that little kind of back whisper. So I want something that kind of has that softness, something that maybe has a nice italic that will go through. So we're going to keep looking through here, and we're going to do one more page, and I will just jump to where we have landed. But freight is too thin, right? It feels too high end, too high scale. Modesto, too much personality. It feels too woodsy to me. So you're just reading this in your head, trying to figure out what it sounds like. So the font that we're going to use is Capitolium. Capitolium 2, actually. So Capitolium 2, as we look at this, right, feels very neutral, feels warm and welcoming. The italic here has that little backhand feel of like, hey, here's some extra information. And so I want to have that voice compared to that big boisterous, right? That we're welcoming people in, inviting, yelling from the rooftops once they come in saying, hey, here's some more information that we want to communicate to you. So we're going to use this. And again, we can just click on the activate fonts and it will sync them through. But we're using this for our H2, which will be, let's call it our subhead. So we're going to put this in Capitolium. And again, you can see that it's very easily synced here from the cloud. So coming over Capitolium News to regular. Oh my goodness. So it is very newspaper. There we go. And instead of being all caps, we want this to be what is just sentence case. So we're going to call this one subhead font. Why not? Just so it has a little bit more. Shrink that down, kind of show how it pairs. There we go. And then maybe we want one more step down. So this is what I like to call a deck. And maybe the deck, actually, maybe this becomes our body copy. And our deck becomes the italic version of this, right? So we're trying to go from the boldest, most bright, and most eye-catching lower and lower and lower in visual hierarchy. It's called hierarchy. So Capitolium News 2, we're going to do bold italic. There we go. So you can see that there is similarity, but also difference, right? The width, it feels a little bit chunkier, but the lean is different. The serifs have a contrast. So it is a perfect contrast going back and forth. Modesto having too much personality. Oh, I'm from up that area. And yes, Modesto, not necessarily the most personality. Love you, Modesto. So now we have our body copy, and the body copy font, what I'm going to do is instead of just doing a line, I'm actually going to drag out a text box, and I believe this will fill automatically. Let's see. Yep. So that is filled automatically with the placeholder type, so we can see what it looks like in context. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. We are going to space it out just a little bit. There we go. And here we can select this and actually grab the eyedropper tool. Not a lot of people know this. We can grab the eyedropper tool with text selected and it will copy the text styling for us, right? Never seen that? It's magic. So now we have our nice little body copy here. I'm going to take away all this extra type that's down here. There we go. We're going to expand that just a little bit so that we have some width there. There we go. Let's go a little bit higher. Let's keep it at 12. And you can play around with sizes as you guys are building things out or making social graphics or whatever you want with this. So now we have those three, and you can see the similarities and differences here, right? That we are working with contrast into a system. Yeah, pro tip. Yes, the eyedropper tool does formatting. It does that in InDesign as well. Tomorrow we're working in InDesign, so come back tomorrow. We also are launching the website, all kinds of huge things tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. Don't leave me hanging. So we have the contrast of the big, bold headline. Then we walk in through, actually, I'm going to do this as a scene. All right, I'll do this as a scene. Close your eyes, look at the type first, and then close your eyes and imagine, right? We have a big headline that says, "Welcome to Canceled Con," right? It's a big banner, and you go, oh man, that's where I need to go. From a million miles away, I know this is Canceled Con. It's big, bold, it's brash, it's in my face. I can hear it from a million miles away. And so I head in that direction, and you're walking in that direction toward that loud, big, boisterous voice, right? That's yelling out, "Come to Canceled Con." And you get closer, and then a friend is there who's like, "Oh my, well, welcome to Canceled Con. Come on in." And we are going to we're doing a donation-based model, so we have all kinds of great rewards for you to get involved. It's going to be awesome. Check it out. And that is the subhead, right? That it still has that boldness, still the same energy, but it's a little more formal, a little more informational, right? And then you get in to the actual space, and below that is, and then you're surrounded by friends, and everyone's kind of talking, and that's where it gets conversation. Of, man, I love finding creative energy in community. I love these different things that are other experiences and other creative industries that I wouldn't consider. The Cancel Con's all about that. They love being in community, right? Then that's the paragraph that you sit down, and that's just the conversation that happens. All right, open your eyes if you still have your eyes closed. So if you can see, it's that. It's the loud, boisterous yell paired with a welcoming, still important information. And then down below, here's the full conversation that we will be having. So those are the three. And what I like to do is add one more that is kind of what I like to call out. And the call out is something that if you need something that is maybe a pull quote, right? That maybe you're quoting someone, maybe you need something that's just a very special, like, hey, also, this is a thing, right? We're not going to put it here because it's not secondary information. It's tertiary information, which means that it's down further. So I'm going to do a call out. We're just going to call this one call out. Guys, I don't know how to spell. Okay. And the call out is going to be the version of Dunbar, but I'm going to use just a little bit lighter. We're going to go to Dunbar tall regular. and I'm going to shrink this down. Right, so now we have something that still is back to that, hey, this is important, but it's not as important as other things, right? A little call, maybe that's a button, right? That we have a button that's like sign up now, that could go on there, a little call to action. So those are the 4 fonts that we'll be working with to kind of have a little bit of variation all together. Fun. So now we have our type hierarchy. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just make a new artboard that is 1920 by 1080. I'm going to grab the rectangle tool here. We're going to click, and I'm just going to type in 1920 by 1080. There we go. So we have our box here, and we can go to Object, Artboards, and Convert to Artboards. Now, this is a new artboard, right? Another way we can do that, again, that we saw earlier, is we can have this shape. We can hit Shift O to bring up the artboard tool, and we just click on this, and now it's an artboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working and make a one sheet. And a one sheet is a way for the client to just reference how to use the brand. So I'm going to make a little footer here. And we're just using the pen tool to kind of map this out. I'll do that at 6. And then I'm going to start using some of this type hierarchy that we've established already on this page. In the corner here, we are going to do, actually, let's put the logo there. And then over on this side, let's do brand standards. We're going to align that to the right. And we are just going to type in here brand standards. So we want to grab our logo, which we already have up here. Let's do this version just because I think it's fun. I'm going to shrink it down. Let's put that over here in the corner. There we go. Cool. So canceled con, we've got our brand standards. This is kind of just outlining what to do with that. And now I want to start maybe laying out some ideas of a column grid where we can put in some information. So I'm going to do 4 columns. Let's try 4 and see what happens. What we can do, and this is like the cheater way to do it, but I will make 1, click and drag to copy it to make sure it's up against that edge, and then just Command D till I have 4. Then I'll select all of these and make sure that they go out to the edge there. And then turning on my rulers, Command R, just dragging over some rulers on these intersections so I know that I have my 4 columns. Oops. Whoopsies. Man, I'm so excited. It really is like sending a kid to college. We've been working so hard on this one, and I'm excited to send it away. That sounded like the meanest thing ever. I love it, but I'm excited to send it away. All right, we're going to do a little, there we go, grid up there. Cool. So now we're going to start, and maybe we are going to do some heading. So the things that I want to make sure I cover for the client are logo, type, colors, and design elements. That helps inform how to use that. So I'm going to try to make this as neutral and accessible as possible, right? Maybe somebody who's in another country that doesn't speak or have fonts in English, doesn't understand English, speaks another language, needs to use this brand, right? Maybe they're going to help promote it in Israel or somewhere that maybe we want someone to promote it in Spanish, right? We need to make somewhere that understands how to use the system. So we're going to use the universal language of semiotics. Ooh, semiotics. That's our theme song for semiotics. Semiotics are visual indicators of indexes, symbols, and icons that help give us information. So I'll explain that as we go, but I'm really going to try to keep it neutral and graphic without having that much type to explain things. So we do want it to have, for our English-speaking friends, options here that are, typography. So we're going to make this a little bit smaller. And again, I'm just aligning these to the grid, and we are going to map out the different pieces. Man, somebody got through Somebody got through that Slack message. I have literally 9 channels, and one of them just popped right through. I missed it. Noah's here. Noah is, yeah, Noah loves icons. I don't know. Noah's name might be coming up again later at the end of the stream. We'll see what happens. So we want typography. We want colors. We want to add in our logos. And we want to add in design elements. Let's do design system. I like doing systems instead. So I'm going to do maybe some little dividers here just so we have a nice little divider. Oops. Oops. And you have 12 mil. Yeah, I know. Man, it's so hard to do these streams because everyone's like looking at everything on my screen. I have to be so conscious of like what's up there. Cause yeah, it's weird. It's like, oh, you all can just see what's going on here. All right, cool. So let's start with colors just because it is the easiest. And what I'm going to do is I am going to map these out. There we go. And I'm just going to make blocks. And so this is something that I want to have defined for the client. We're going to make 4 blocks because we have 4 colors. And then I am going to, again, very quickly and easily just do that. Our 4 colors that we use are red right up here. We use black, we use white, and always for white, I would do an outline just so they can see. And then we actually use a gray. This is my little secret. This is my pro tip. Don't tell anyone. When you are multiplying colors on top of black, if you use a gray that is about a 95% black, it will show the interaction. So see how we have interaction of this multiply? If this is black, it doesn't multiply and doesn't show that interaction. So you want it to be just a little bit gray. And so that will actually be our 4th color. Right? Not a lot of people know how to do that. Pro tips here. So we're going to go ahead and I like naming our colors. So we are going to use, again, keep using our type hierarchy. I'm just going to click and drag these. We have about 45 minutes left until our challenge reviews. So please remind me as we come up to that. I'm probably going to literally keep talking 100 miles an hour until we are done with this stream. I'm so excited. So I like to name colors for clients. I just think it's much more fun. So this, of course, is going to be canceled red. Actually, we're just going to call it canceled. There we go. There we go. So that is going to be called canceled. The bottom one, this light gray, I'm going to call is over party. We're going to get fun with some of these names. Just because I think, I don't know, it's fun. It's the idea of like, if you ever watch any kind of like makeup tutorial or like YouTube, whatever, like all the shades have names. And I think it just provides ownership to the client, right? I like to use the core values of clients a lot of times, that if it's an orange, it is like valiant orange or like teamwork teal. And having things like that just make it so that they are easily communicated. It's easy for clients to go back and forth. Let's see, what else could we name these? So here, I'll get some suggestions from chat. Let's go ahead and think of what can we name the black color and what can we name the white color that kind of goes with the theme and idea of Canceled Con. I think that'll be fun. So with typography, we've already set it. We can come over here and what we're gonna do is we're gonna shrink this down. There we go. Shrink this down. And we actually need to go back to those colors in a second. I completely forgot to do something. We're just going to line this up to that edge. There we go. Line up to the top. There we go. Oh, we're going to call this one blocked. Oh, that makes me so happy. We're gonna call it blocked, right? When like somebody is getting like canceled, then it's blocked. And then the white is we're gonna call. Oh, can we call it like apology video? Can we call it? Okay, keep thinking about white. I don't want to do blackout or whiteout. Not what you think. That's a great idea. That's kind of fun. Okay, let's call it. Yeah, let's call it. Reported. Reported is so good. Reported is such a good idea. Yes, absolutely. Reported. So we have our call out. Oops. So I like to show it in context here of what it looks like first. And then I like that reported is white, and then you get to the blocked and then it's canceled. Like it just kind of levels up those. I love that. All right, so now we start noting what the type is and how we can use it. So this is Dunbar Tall. We're going to shrink that down just a little bit. And here I want to note that this is always going to be in all caps. So what we're going to do is we are going to put the alphabet. Got it. We're going to put the alphabet and it is only in caps, right? And we're going to do something called an index. And this is something that helps understand, help understand if you don't necessarily speak English or you're trying to write, if we say like, oh, it's only in caps. If you can't read that, we still want it to be accessible and usable by everyone. So we're just going to grab the pen tool and I'm going to do a little check mark. And I'm going to do a green stroke, right? So this is something called an index. An index gives us information. And so the information here is saying, yes, this is what we want to do, right? We understand culturally, pretty much as a world, that a green check mark means yes. It means that, yes, it's going to happen. So we want that. And then what I want to do is just note here that if you do it in lowercase, which I can come to type, change case, lowercase, easy, is I want to make sure you don't use lowercase with this headline. So very easy. We are going to say, instead of the check mark, we are going to have an X. And I do this a lot for clients so that they can understand exactly what to do. And there's no variation, right? You don't want clients going rogue and kind of doing their own thing. We want to make sure that they are staying on brand. The event of the summer. Yes, it is the only event of the summer. That's the secret to running an online conference, is be the only one. There are other online conferences. I didn't mean to throw any shade there. I just meant like in-person things. Name. So these are going to be canceled colors. We're going to hit OK. And now we have our colors here. Oops, I need to add white to this as well. Got it. So I'm going to come over here, make sure we're using the right red. Boom. So now it's showing, hey, use this in all caps. Don't use it in lowercase, right? So moving on down, we have our next font, and our next font is going to be, I forgot, Capitolium News 2. Bold italic. This is gonna have to get so small. All right. Capitolium News 2 bold italic. My goodness, what a name. All right, Capitolium News 2. I need to put in bold italic here. We're gonna have to shrink this down. There we go. We want to keep it semi kind of proportionate to what is above. Proportional. What's the right word there? Anybody know what the right word is technically there? So mapping this out. And again, we want to show that we can do uppercase and lowercase. So all I'm going to do is grab these, and again, with both of them selected, grab that eyedropper tool and boom, copy that formatting. Magic. We're going to shrink this down and show that this can actually be used in both of these. Everything is okay. All right, we're going to grab that check mark from up there. And there we go. Oops. What hotkeys am I hitting? My fingers are doing weird things when I'm thinking through the wrong hotkey. So now we're saying, yes, you can use those two. Love it. All right. All right. Let's see. Sorry, I got distracted real quick. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and continue on. Next, we want our body copy. So with our body copy, we are going to map out, we are doing what? Capitolium News 2 regular. So you know what? I'm just going to do this. All right. And give me just a second. So I want you guys to go check out these assets. Check out these links. Get connected with Canceled Con. All right. Get connected with Canceled Con at these links. And let's continue on with these. Cool. So we are doing this not in bold italic. We're going to do this just in regular. And we're going to make this a little bit smaller because it is our body copy. We want, again, to keep communicating visually, right? Scale is a lot of the purpose, right? Playing with scale will show us that even though we don't understand, hey, it needs to be at this point, or we don't, see that, it will understand visually that the scale is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and do regular. Yes, that's what we want. We want that. Let's move this up just a little bit. And you know what? Yes, we are doing another Canceled Con Lindsay. It's going to be so fun. We're doing the branding today. Let's just delete this so that we don't have the communication for the opportunity to do lowercase. So we're going to do that. And then we are going to do our callout font. And here that is just going to be Dunbar Tall, regular. And that one's just going to be in sentence case. I actually don't want it to be all in uppercase. I want it to be in sentence case. All right, let's put that here. There we go. And shrink that down. Give it a little bit of space. And there we go. Cool. So now we have our type set, right? Kind of fun. Perfect. I think it's a really good pairing. And so what I like to do is, one, show up top, here's how you use it all together, and then break it down to here are the ways that we can use it. So we have our colors, and we have about a half hour left. So I want to continue this, and let's skip over colors and come back. I want to note the RGB, the CMYK, and the PMS colors for all of you that need to use it in other programs. We are going to map out the logos. And these are the different options. So what I want to do is I want one of the strike through versions. I want one of the multiply versions. I want one of the logo type versions. We'll do one of the stacked versions. And then one of the favicons. So here, all we need to do is put each of these in there, and I'm going to name them. And that way we're going to name them the same that we named them in the files, right? So when we're passing this off to the client, they're able to make the back and forth between what they see on the one sheet of the brand standards and the actual names of the files. So hopefully it'll be easy for you guys to reference that so you can see. I'm going to scale all these equally. There we go. And then just start bringing them down here. And yes, Paloma, 100%, you will be able to try this out yourself. I'm super excited about that. For those that are just joining us, again, you can go to bit.ly/canceledcon, and this file is there for you. It will be updating as I save it, which I'll do right now. And then it also will have all of the logos for you there. I'll be putting some social images in right after this stream as well for you to share to help promote our full launch of the website, the stream, everything tomorrow. So that will be going in that folder right here at bit.ly/canceledcon. Make sure you keep those capitals in there or it will not work, we have discovered. All right, so I'm going to just make sure that we have a bunch of variations so they can see the different options. And I guess let's do the 2-color. Let's do the strike through. And I forgot what I named these, so we're gonna have to please select a key current document. There we go. That's what I want. Thanks, Wade. All right, and then we have our stacked version. Ooh, my tummy just grumbled. And then, of course, we have a nice little favicon down here at the bottom. So again, all we're trying to do is map out for the client. Here's how this brand will be implemented. Here's how you can implement this brand on your own. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start naming. And I'm going to hit Shift O. Oh, I did it. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh boy. If you have ever seen me stream at any point in time, like literally ever, you'll see that I do that. All right, so we're back. We have just been laying out these logos. Sorry about that. And there's a little bit of delay, so it will come up. Cool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit Shift O. I'm going to look at these names that I have. So this is strike through. Yeah, you guys are just saying it. So that's strike through. Then we'll do strike through, maybe 2-color. We'll do stacked logo type, and then we'll do bug. So we have strike through. And this is actually a great place to use that call out type, right? Another little strike through, nice little call out to just name what it is. Let's make that really small. Oops, symbols, there we go. And just a reminder to get in your challenge submissions. We'll be doing those in just about, I don't know, 25 minutes or so. So strike through, this is logo type. See what else we have up here that we want to make sure that we note. So strike through, we have logo type, we have maybe multiplied. What did we call this one? Let's see. Multiplied, yep. So we're going to do multiplied. There we go. Under here, we are going to do stacked. And this way, they're just understanding the verbiage that we are working with. And then, of course, under here, the last one, this will be bug. And for the bug, let's actually do a couple different, color variations here, just so we have them all. Boop. And let's do maybe 2, 3. There we go. All right, and we have white with red is an option. And then we also have, actually here, let's do this. Let's put a little stroke on the outside of this just so we can see. There we go. Oh, that's a great idea. Shauna Lynn, I think every season of Canceled Con should add an L. Season 3, Canceled Con with 3 L's, 4 with it. So we actually have the domains for Canceled Con with 3 L's. Our next event will probably, I'm not going to announce when our next event is. We'll have another event. It will be called Canceled Con. It will have 3 L's. That will be the official URL. We had that idea as well. And we're like, let's do it. That'll be fun. So yes, Shauna, it will be Canceled Con with 3 L's, guaranteed. All right, don't want that. There we go. And then we have, let's see, that gray version. These are red. These are white. That's what we did. And then this was red, but not multiplied. Cool. Don't have the bug. So these are all the different logos that we have that are available. Again, we're building out the brand. And now the most important thing for me that I think is the design system. We want to show the design elements. And so some of the elements that we want to feature are maybe bold headlines. So this is everything that contributes to what people will think of when they think about Canceled Con. So we'll do bold headlines. That's a big piece. There we go. Let's just line that up. This will be a social graphic that you guys see later today. Again, we're going to note some of the voice and tone as well. The voice and tone of Canceled Con is very brash and flippant and kind of in your face. Again, we always say that it is big and bold. So it's a little snarky too. So here we're just noting, here are maybe things that you can do, that you can play around with if you are using this font, if you're using this brand. Here's how the brand implements. So the next one that I want to do is text on red. We're doing a lot of white text on red. I'm actually going to keep this up here to make sure things stay centered. So something you'll start to see a lot in social is white text on red. So we're going to do that here. And we're just noting so that when you guys go in, when you start working and playing around with these files, you can play around with some of these design elements to evolve into something new. I love creating systems like this because then the client sometimes will create something that's cooler than you intended. And you're like, oh my goodness, you totally took that idea and made it into something different and new and gorgeous. So the next I want to play with is strike through text. That's a big part of Canceled Con. We love the idea of being canceled. And so we're going to do strike through text. Oops. Strike through text. Is that how you spell strike through? Strike through. Please someone let me know if I have indeed misspelled that. So what I mean by strike through text is doing stuff like this and then putting a strike through box through it. So something like that. And so we want to do that. And I also am going to replicate this down here. So there's another option to do this that is multiplied. So there's maybe a highlight. So those are two different options that we really like to use. And I'm actually going to open up real quick. I'm trying to think of some of the other options. Oh, thank you, Donna. I'm going to do a black and white photo, and I'm going to go ahead and show a photo treatment. We'll get into Photoshop a little bit more tomorrow. But let's do this. I'm going to hop over into Photoshop. I'm going to put up the promo slide just one more time so that I can pull a photo to show maybe one of the brand elements that we're using is black and white photos kind of turned red. So let me go ahead and grab a photo. I'll grab a headshot of myself just so we're not using any random person. I'm a random person though. I'm a pretty random person. If you guys haven't met me, I'm a very random person. All right, give me just a second. I'm sorting through files. Don't want you guys getting all my secrets. Let's go ahead. Let me just search real quick. For my headshot, I will be speaking at CanceledCon this time. I was on the roster for the last one and just didn't end up making it. So searching. Why is there not a picture of me? Oh, I should have this stuff ready to go. Yes. Hold on. Wait for it. We have about 20 minutes till challenge reviews. Let's do this. We have about 20 minutes till challenge reviews. So you can go here, bit.ly/Discord. That is where we will be reviewing your daily challenges. They are coming in droves over here on Discord. You can see people posting very fun designs. So we'll give some feedback, look at those in just a little while. Coming back, I am not finding a picture of me, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go to my Facebook and grab a photo of me. I sing when things aren't working. Cool. So that's not working either, which is really fun. There we go. And again, I'm a professional here, guys. There we go. Here's a fun picture of me jumping. All right, and we're back on the screen. Wow, look at that. So pasted a photo. This is a photo of me jumping. Wow, look at, so fun. We're gonna go into layers. This is taken by Jenna Mon, M-O-H-N. She's an incredible photographer. And this is a black and white photo. I can actually just copy and paste this straight into Illustrator. And I wanna show that, that when we're using photos, we can use black and white photos, or we can augment those photos to have a kind of red overlay. So I'm just gonna align this here and do an anchor point and put red and do multiply. We do a lot of that red multiplication. We also do eye strike throughs. Let's actually do that. We did this at the last CanceledCon that I think was kind of fun, is we did these strike throughs that kind of goes through. And yes, I tried, Ember, to have the perfect outfit for this grandiose occasion. So we do black and white photo or strike. There we go. So let's zoom out. We have about 15 minutes left, so I'm going to note... I'm going to note maybe a little call out over here that has a little explanation of what CanceledCon is and what the voice is. So I'm just going to grab a box, put it over here. And again, this is perfect for our call out. We're going to do a nice little, here we go. Nice little text here. And we will do CanceledCon voice. Man, my caps lock is on. Voice and tone. I like to call it voice and tone. I picked that up from a friend. She called everything voice and tone. So we're going to do this in our Capitolium, just our body copy. Make that white. And we are going to do this out here. And just type out some key messaging. And here, when you're doing this for your clients, you're trying to inform them about what their brand sounds like. How often are challenge reviews? Every day. I'll be doing another one tomorrow. So we're going to make this white, and we're going to say CanceledCon is an online creative event that celebrates creativity and community. That's what it is. In community, the voice is bold, brash, and in your face. We're not afraid to make a joke or be the punchline. Experiment, break the brand, and get wild. So that's what we want. So we're trying to define, here is kind of the voice and tone that we want to play with for you guys or anyone that kind of gets on this. Oh, nice. Thank you. Look at that. Eagle eyes right there. Alan. Regal. I was thinking eagle. Regular. Thank you. All right, so next up, and this is the last thing that we'll do for today. I'm going to go ahead and save this one more time, turn off those, and we are going to come down here, and I'm going to give you the hex codes for each of these. So we're going to use our little strike through text, and we just click on this, double click, and it will give us that hex code. We're going to hashtag, there we go, and give us these hex codes. Hex codes are something that keeps it consistent across platforms so that everybody is picking and using the exact same colors. There we go. This is literally just white. There we go. I believe it's all Fs. Yeah. Fs in chat for the color white. All right, and this one is that weird gray. There we go. I'm going to bump these all up just a little bit so that it isn't hanging over the bottom there. There we go. So we have our names, we have our hex codes, and then maybe on the other side. Oh, we got time. Why not? I'll show you guys a semi-easy way to match up some Pantones. That didn't work. So if we want to find Pantones, this is the way that I like to do it. Is I will make a copy so that we have the two reds right next to each other, and I will go to Edit, Edit Colors, and Recolor Artwork. So going to Recolor Artwork with this red, we can come over here. We can go to User Define. Oh, sorry. We can go to Color Books, and I'm going to go to Pantone Solid Coated. And what that will do is it will replace, and you can see a little bit of difference. It will replace whatever that color is with the closest relative in the Pantone book. So I'm going to try that with uncoated again and see if we can get something closer. And again, edit, edit colors, recolor artwork, and then just go to color books, and it will automatically pull from one of those Pantone colors. So not even close there. The Pantone Pantone coated looked like it was a little bit closer. Let's keep looking here. Color books. Yeah, let's do coated. So that's close enough for me. That red is good enough. So we will note that, and that Pantone is, oh, it's not going to show me. How do I do this? My Illustrator doesn't show the hover notifications. So if anyone knows how to do that, how to get the hover notifications, let me know, because that would be very helpful. So what we usually do is put the Pantone down in the bottom right. There's a way to do it, but we only have a few minutes, so I'm just not going to note those because hopefully you aren't screen printing anything. So I'm going to save this file. There we go. Saved. All right, so we have all our logos floating up here. We have that down there. I'm actually going to grab my artboards. I'm just going to select all these artboards up here, and I'm just going to drag them down. Quick little vibe check. Just chilling. There we go. Now we have everything all together, and we're going to export this as our brand standard. So we're going to go save as, and the working files are in there. That's how you can sync your fonts. We're going to go to brand standards, go to PDF. We are going to do the range of 20 because that's the artboard that we have selected down here, and I'm going to hit save. I always pick 2008. I literally don't know why. Couldn't explain it to you. No clue. That's just what I do. That's kind of just been my workflow forever. So now, very easily again, if we go to bit.ly/canceledcon, let's go ahead and turn off Facebook. So if we go to bit.ly/canceledcon, 2 L's right there. It is, boom, going to send you, and now you can see our brand standards are already up there. If you want, you can go make a comment. If you have something to say, you can note something, pin something, whatever you want to do, you can put it here, and our brand standards are there for you to use to create whatever you want for Canceled Con. kind of fun. So again, we may be doing some giveaways. If you create a graphic using this, you use hashtag CanceledCon. I will follow up on the officialness of that a little bit later, but that is something that we can use. So the next thing I want to do is give you easy access to these colors. So we're going to select all of these colors. Oh, actually, sorry, we already have them over here. Oh, right there. So we already have them up there. I'm going to click on this little folder, and I'm going to go to the hamburger menu up here and go to Save Swatch Library as ASE. So I click on that, and that's a different folder. That's not what I want. Let's go to CanceledCon here, CanceledCon Season 2. And all I'm going to do is change this to say Canceled Colors. And when I hit save, now it will pop up. It will have it so that sparkles, yay. It will have it so that if we open a new document, let me put you here just so, okay, cool. I can open a new document. There we go. So this new document doesn't have our colors here. We can come over and we can do open swatch library, other library, and that's going to take us into, we can go to that folder that we will have synced. And in here, I'll clean this up a little bit. We can find the canceled colors. My goodness, right here. ASE, hit open. And now we have our color scheme embedded in here. So we can get that very easily, very quickly, and kind of push that through. So that's something I like to provide to clients as well. So they just have easy access if they're working in Illustrator. All right. Let's do this. It's going to be boring, but let's do this real quick just for your organization skills. Is we are going to open up that CanceledCon folder. It is synced to my Creative Cloud. You can sync it to yours as well. And in here, I'm just going to go ahead and what we're going to do is select and kind of sparse these out so that you guys have individual folders for the PNGs and for the SVGs. There we go. And I'm literally just going to select the PNGs. There we go. My computer's thinking a lot about syncing. So grabbing all these PNGs, my goodness, we have so many different logos. That's good. And again, we exported all of these files so fast in just a few minutes using that export for screens tool. Put these SVGs in there. There we go. Now it's all tidy for you. And hi, Kate, welcome. Welcome to the party. We are hanging out. So there we go. We have that. It is all syncing for you. It will be up at that link pretty much right now. And I am going to drop a couple things in as well. We have 7 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you some of maybe the social that we have been working on. And that way you can see this, this brand in use, right? And you may have seen this again. If you want to follow along, canceled_con is the Twitter and the Instagram to follow along. And if you're following, you may have seen some of these graphics a little earlier today, but I want to show you the brand in application, right? So we're going to look real quick at, actually, I'll just drag these over. Let's do this. Put this into our working files. Oh, they are so large. My goodness, Andrew, what have you done? There we go. So we're going to, again, look at our voice and tone. CanceledCon online creative event celebrates creativity and community. It's bold, brash, in your face. We're not afraid to make a joke or be the punchline. We're experiment, break the brand, and get wild, right? The brand elements that we're using are these logos. We're using a design system of the bold headlines, white text on red. We're doing strike through text and photos with that strike through. Our typography is Dunbar Tall, Capitolium News 2, Capitolium News Regular, and Dunbar Tall for that structure. So now you can see we have all of these different pieces coming together, right? Everything is defined in your brand standards to pass off to your client. And this is what it looks like in application, right? So it is taking that voice and tone of being brash, the butt of the joke, right? And here, this will go up later today. The best #2 ever. I think that it's hilarious, and it is that a little bit edgy, a little bit funny, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's goofy, and we are kind of the punchline of that joke being CanceledCon 2. and so that follows the voice and tone. We also have incorporated part of the design system element of white text on the red background. We have incorporated the bold headlines as well into that element, and we are using our type hierarchy of having the bold headline in Dunbar, the black bold, ultra, I think it was ultra. Dunbar Ultra, and then doing the call out of the website at the bottom in that Dunbar Regular. So another thing is you can see that we are putting together the elements of the crossouts, again, being the joke, being a little bit sassy, a little bit in your face, that we are not self-degrading, but we are aware. Tell us the speakers now. Not yet. I'll give you... I don't know, stick around. I'll give you like 5 minutes. And so here, the 9th choice in creative events, all these got canceled. And so now we're the first. We made it up. So really playing around with some of that sassiness is really fun. And it's all defined here in that brand standards manual. So we'll be building out more social media graphics tomorrow. I'm going to actually drop these into the file for you. Oops. One of those is locked. I'll drop these into our working file for you. This thing is just going to be a giant hot mess. Yeah. All right, those are in there in that working file. If you want to help us promote tomorrow for the stream, yeah, you can do that. All right. Are you all ready for the lineup of the first cancel, or of the second CancelCon, sorry, of CancelCon that is coming up? If you are, put some X's, put some red X's in chat for CancelCon. I'm going to recap what we did today a little bit, and a little bit about what CancelCon is, and then I will reveal to you who will be some of our guests at the next CancelCon. So today we worked with CancelCon building out a little bit of the brand standards. It is something that is a creative event for all of the community to be a part of, and so our brand is open source. This is the brand standards that you can use, and these are all of the logos and marks that we are using. You can simply open this file, this working files. It will sync all the fonts for you, get the colors, and absolutely everything that you need to help us create things and show us what your version of CanceledCon looks like. You can go to bit.ly/CanceledCon. Make sure those C's are uppercase and it will work. That will sync your Creative Cloud folder so that you can get all of the assets that we're building each day, today and tomorrow, in your folder to make whatever you want. We also want you to head over to canceledcon.com, 2 L's. We'll be launching the full website tomorrow, but we will also be doing a giveaway for this poster here. These posters from our first CancelCon created by our friends Hoodspud Design. Sign up for this email list right down here, and you'll get an email at some point tomorrow, and the first 100 people to click through that email will get a poster shipped to them. So sign up for that. All of the information is coming tomorrow about CancelCon, how you can get involved, our reward structure, donations, all of that fun stuff will be revealed tomorrow during the stream. And now, the moment that you've all been waited for. You can submit your daily creative challenges. Man, I'm a tease. You can submit your daily creative challenges here at bit.ly/AI Discord. We're going to hop over to those in just a second. They're happening here. But, okay, I'll stop stalling. The moment that you are all waiting for, the lineup for the initial announcement of CanceledCon. Now, we are adding people almost every day, expanding this into something that is so fun and is more diverse than ever. From backgrounds to industries to their stories, we have the most insane, eclectic group of people to join us for the crazy variety show that is CanceledCon. Are you all ready? All right, let's do it. Hold on, let me like close some things. There we go. And, oh, no, I don't want that. I want this to go away. There we go. All right, here we go. So here is our initial announcement lineup for CanceledCon 2, Season 2. We have our friend Miss Cookie Delight. She is a drag queen in New York City. She'll be talking about the creativity of drag. I'll be talking. Sesha Garbut wrote an amazing article that is called Black Lives Matter is not your design brief, is not a design sprint, I think is what it's called. And so she'll be on to talk about that and how we can be advocates through design to help support and maybe even take a back seat when we need to. We have Claudia Claude Jerome, Brittany Reagan, Clark Orr. Clark helps to run Hellcats together. Ben Mazzaros will be talking through some business for freelancers. Joshua Noom, amazing illustrator. Our friend Alex Medina, he is an absolute powerhouse, does some amazing work. Christina Ellis, I'm super excited about that one. Christina works and helps run a casino in Las Vegas, and she works with the city of Las Vegas to implement public art into public spaces. And there have been studies that have proven public art in public spaces help to decrease crime rates. So she'll be talking about how art in public can help us decrease crime rates. We have the indomitable Jeremy Cowart coming to talk about burnout and how he's kind of pushed through that. Christine Arth, we love Christine. She's been here on Adobe Live a few times. Mary Kate McDivitt, Roberta Hall, Anderson Blue. One of my young students, he is still in school, and his name is Raymond Alva. He will be doing a vlog and a talk that basically is taking from his shopping at Goodwill and how he styles his models into the photo shoot. So we'll see the whole process of going and straight through. Our friend Chris Owens runs a nonprofit that is a hip hop nonprofit. So we'll be doing some dance with him. Ethan Silva will be on to talk about some community project management. Bethany Cordes will be talking about project management, something that you need to see and need to use. We have a very special mystery guest who will not be announced. He will just show up. I gave away by saying he will show up during the stream. So make sure you stick around for that. Our friend Telly Leung, and we're gonna get to challenge in just a second. So Telly Leung is from Broadway. He was in the Broadway revival of Godspell a few years ago. He has played Aladdin on Broadway. He was in Flower Drum Song. Maybe a lot of you remember him from Glee. He was a part of the Warblers on Glee. He'll be joining us, telling a little bit about what it's like to be on Broadway right now and performing some songs for us. Mackie Saturday, the amazing, incredible designer. Noah Jacobus, who I think is in chat somewhere, will be joining us, and then Nick Sombrado from Mama Sa. So this is our initial lineup. We've got some other big names coming that we'll be announcing in the future. But with that, Canceled Con is happening, and guess what? We don't charge. We have it open for everyone. You can watch. It will be on YouTube. I know last time we talked about putting it behind paywall. No, you can watch it. We will have donation tiers, but each of those tiers will give you rewards. So we'll reveal all that tomorrow. There is a way to support us and join us in helping to bolster the community. So there will be a way to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow, but yeah, it's open for everyone. I want to invest and give back into the community, just like Adobe Live does every day. So that's our initial lineup. We'll put that website up tomorrow. So you guys got an exclusive sneak peek. And bit.ly/AI Discord, that is where you drop your challenges. We're going to hop into doing the challenge reviews. And if you have not already, you can go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And that's the spot that you can get involved and get all the information for what's going on here. Now, let's hop over into Discord and start looking at some of these challenges. Actually, sorry, let's do the brief for today. So today's brief is design a bold typographic t-shirt slogan using Adobe fonts, offset path, and the blend tool. Once you're done, prepare your file for print. Fun. So let's hop over and look at Discord. Also, if you guys ever have suggestions for Canceled Con, go ahead and tweet at us or send us a DM on Instagram. We love adding people. We love making it eclectic. We love the idea that some of you said you only know one person on that list. Tune in and you'll get to know some of these people that are absolutely incredible creatives that are a little out of our normal realm in the design circles. All right, cool. So let's look at these. We're playing with blends, outline paths, offset paths, and making some bold stuff. I believe some of this is from our challenge yesterday. Let me see what that was. Is talking with type. So we're going to start here at the bottom and kind of work our way up. We may get into yesterday's a little bit. We may stick with today's. So let's do that. Dominica, if you're in chat, say hello. Nice. So we're working with t-shirts here, and it looks like here you are doing some bold type. I love the little shadow that you've created on that. It's a really nice kind of pop that brings it off the shirt. My concern with this a little bit would be the amount of colors. I think digitally, totally play with colors, super fun. This would be expensive to print because it's 4 different colors. And I think that, actually, no, I like the 3 colors. Yeah, I like the 3 colors. I think maybe you could lock it in if we're going for big, bold, and strong. Maybe lock it in with some bars on the top and the bottom, so it kind of just sits well on that shirt, really has a good punch. But yeah, great job. I love, this looks like maybe it's not trade because of the R. I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like a trade Gothic-ish kind of newspaper headline, and I like that kind of sans serif. All right. Nice. Doing some more Black Lives Matter tees. The offsets, actually, let's do this. Boom. So you have multiplied, it looks like on the shirt, which I always love when you can see something on the shirt. Who is this? Darcy. Darcy, great job. I love that you did the little sleeve. So for me, I think it's too many places on here. Like, I wonder if you did the Black Lives Matter on the center here, and then maybe got rid of one of these, and then did a little BLM on the sleeve here. That could be very, very fun. Just a little kind of detail, something that really has that bold type. I think having the shadow that goes both ways as well is getting a little bit wonky. Or how you've offset the path. Feels like it's getting a little bit wonky. I'd like to see it kind of locked in with a shadow or with an even offset all the way around. So yeah, maybe play around with those and see what you get. All right, behind on challenges, day 1. Let me look at what the day 1 challenge was, and I'll give you some feedback. Eye-catching cover art for your Behance project using a layered paper effect. Cool. Layered paper effect. Right, so you've done a good job at doing, I believe that these are drop shadows. I would make them a little softer. Right now, the paper feels a little bit intense. The shadows, if you're thinking about light coming down, the shadows are a little bit intense for me. So I would lighten the shadows. And then I also would maybe add some texture on top of this. Even just adding some noise would be helpful. Yeah. And I think softening these textures to maybe like a 30% opacity, they look like they're about 60 right now. And then maybe checking what's happening with these open pieces. There are a couple spots that are open that I feel like shouldn't be. So maybe see what's happening with your paths there if the paths aren't closed or something weird is happening with those. I feel like maybe it's because it's going out of this line here. So maybe play around with that and see what happens. But great job. All right, I think we're getting more into yesterday's. Sure, let's do some of them. So we're playing with type. I think warping, working with a lot of that in this shape. I like the type you've chosen. So something that bothers me is when you use a font that has texture and it's the same between 2 letters, just go in there, toss in some extra texture, vary it up a bit so that it looks a little bit different. But that's fun. It has the moo, bam, very, this is called another word for the day. This is an onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like, or it looks like what it sounds like, I guess. Like bam, it makes that sound with your mouth, how you read it. So onomatopoeia, this is nice. All right. I like this one. Into the woods, so don't delay. A little into the woods moment here. Great job adapting that type, creating something out of it. These are solid. Good job, Keith. Good work. All right. Yes, red pandas. I love pandas. So great job. I actually like how you've done 3 of these. You have the art here, and this is Ant. Ant, you're always doing these daily creative challenges. Love seeing you in here. Great job kind of adapting this so that it is the actual regular type. Then it goes into a digital mockup, and then you see it in the main version. What I would do is it looks like some of the elements you're doing of the offset path, maybe the blend, kind of the pathfinder, it's creating overlaps in these letters that you don't want. So I would just pay attention and maybe use the pathfinder tool to get rid of some of these extra overlaps. Because to me, I just don't think you need them. If it was all together and it was all with the pathfinder tool joined together, I think that that would be a little bit better. But I like it, I love it, and I'd like to see some more of it. All right, looking, these are all type from yesterday. Ooh, fun. There we go. Here's another t-shirt. Chocolita. What's up, Keith? These are super fun. I could see these in like a, oh gosh, like an anthropology or like a, oh man, what's that brand called? They do very like soft, light, cute stuff. Bandeau. I could see this as like a bandeau kind of thing. I love so this is a blend that you're making with colors, I believe. A smooth color blend. It gets a little bit weird here with a K because of that angle. I would just take this back shape and move it down a little bit so that you don't have that weird repeatingness in there with the black line. It's great though. It's super fun. Yeah, I love it. I love the gradation in blends between colors. I think it's just super fun. Yeah, very Urban Outfitters. Yeah, 100%. Forever 21, super Forever 21. Love that. Fish. What do you call a fish without eyes? Fish. That's a joke for you. Good job, super fun. I like how you've kind of used the blending modes to put it over some of these, some of the photo. I like that you've done the double fish. Yeah, it's interesting. It gets hard to read with the extra. Oh, it's the worm. Okay, I think that there's a couple too many ideas here. I think it's interesting to have the worm on there. I don't think you need the full fish. Or if you do, have it be like a cursive fish, right? So here, I'm going to show you because we have a little bit of time. Check it. So like, what if you do, you have, right, the F with the little I right there. What if you don't have this piece here? And I'm just gonna do this real quick for demonstration purposes. And then this S also goes into an H. Whoa, that brush is gigantic, right? So then maybe it like continues on. Oh boy. There we go. Continues on into like that or something. That it becomes like a cursive H, that it looks like the worm is kind of like wiggling. It could even go down and keep going so that it is still that same idea, but it maybe comes down into something like that, or maybe it circles down into a like that. So it becomes fish, but it's the worm kind of extended. I think that could be super fun. Let's see if there's any more t-shirts up here. There is. Hippie Tea. This is super fun. Whose is this? Angie. Angie, babe. Angie. You can... There we go. I like the tree. I like the way that you've done the texture. I think the branch, actually, this works really, really well for a Y. Fantastic job at incorporating that. I don't have a lot of feedback. This is good. I could do this a little bit smaller on the back, but that's great. Good, great job. And here's Cloudy's again. So we got through all of those. We did it, y'all. We absolutely did it. And I want to see you continue on your challenges. Oh, here's one. Manal just put that focus. Great job doing the offset path. I like the offness that you've created, especially with the focus. It kind of blurs my eyes a little bit in a good way. I think you're communicating visually very well here, which is great. So let's see. We've got about 10 minutes left. And what I want to do is give you a little preview to what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be continuing on with our quest to create the open source branding for Canceled Con, and we will be working in InDesign a bit tomorrow. I'll be showing you how to use data merge to create a lot of social assets at the same time. So we'll be doing everything from photo treatments in Photoshop, bringing it into InDesign, putting in all of our guests' names onto their photos, and creating a data merge to set all of that like that. So it will be very, very quick. It will be very fun, and we'll be building out a lot more social assets. If you have any ideas, if you have any taglines, go ahead and go to right here, bit.ly/canceledcon with those 2 capitals. And when you do that, it's going to, again, take you to our our shared folder. And what I want you to do in this shared folder is, if you have fun ideas, just come over here on the brand standards. Click through, it's going to land you on this page. Just click through on the brand standards. If you have fun ideas for taglines or anything, go ahead and just drop them in here. Make a comment. If it's something that we want to make a social graphic for tomorrow, you can make that social graphic, or you can comment here and let us know what could be really fun to do for a social graphic. We'll be working collaboratively all day tomorrow as well. Same time, same place. And we even will be pushing through next week, doing some more streams during the day for Canceled Con. And yes, same time tomorrow, same place, same time tomorrow. So let's go ahead and recap everything that we have done today. Breath. That was like in my brain. That's where a cut happened. So let's recap everything that we did today. Cut, fun transition, and cut back in. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the stream today. Today we worked on the branding for Canceled Con. We made it into an open source brand that anyone in the world can access and use to create promotional materials, to make an avatar, to really do anything they want, to celebrate the idea of creativity in community. It is a community brand for everyone. So what we did is we started out with all of our logos that we had created. We started to think forward of how our client, which is the world, would use this brand in application. We wanted to make sure that they had scalable vector graphics versions, and we also wanted to make sure that they had PNGs that they could overlay another asset that they were creating. Whether that is a social thing, they can do it on the go using Adobe Spark, they can sync to their Creative Cloud and use it from anywhere that they are, right? We can make social graphics on our phones using Spark. We can import the fonts, we have our logos, we have the colors, everything's there, so it's super easy for the client to make whatever they need with this brand. Next, we started to define some of the, we exported all of those using the File, Export, and Export for Screens tool. Here we named all of our artboards so that it stayed consistent, and then we exported a PNG and an SVG at the same time of all 20 of our artboards. That created a system and file system for us to be able to deliver all of the PNGs, all of the SVGs, and our brand standards to our client, which is you. From there, we started working on our brand standards. And creating brand standards when you are handing off a brand to a client is all about communication. It's about visual communication and defining what problems may be coming in the future. So we defined our typography of the different fonts that we were using. We also defined if those fonts should be used in all caps or they should be used in uppercase and lowercase. We showed our type hierarchy in use with a big bold headline saying, here's Canceled Con, and then a little subhead that says, hey, come on in, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be fun, come hang out with us. July 11th, mark your calendars. And then here is some body copy with more information and a little call out just in case we have something else that we need to talk to you about. We continued to show what that looks like in application, what fonts to use. And I made sure to link those fonts to my Creative Cloud so that if our client, which is you, opens this file, it will immediately prompt you to automatically sync those fonts from Creative Cloud so you have them in your system and you're ready to create something beautiful for Canceled Con. We also noted the colors with the hex codes so that it can stay consistent across the board. We applied custom color names to our colors so that when we reference, it can be something that's fun for the brand, for the client to reference internally to say, hey, instead of, make that red, it's, hey, make that canceled red. Make it that, what color should it be? Oh man, it should totally be canceled, right? It's the same as having like dolphin skin when you go to Home Depot for your walls. I remember we had brown and it was called Wise Owl. So we have canceled, we have blocked, we have reported, and we have is over party, which is that gray. So those are our colors. We defined that for our client. Then we wanted to show the logos and what they were called. So if you're trying to find a logo, it'll be very easy for you to reference this one sheet and say, oh, I want the strike through, the logo type, the multiplied version, the stacked, or the bug. All of those files are in our Creative Cloud folder for you to use. And then we wanted to show the design system. What are the elements that make up this system and how is this brand used to communicate? We use bold headlines, a lot of white text on red. We have strike throughs on our text to hide names, like you saw applied here in our lineup. And then you can also do the black and white photos with that strict. So all about the black, white, and red. And that is our brand standards. We exported that as a PDF and shared it with all of you, again, using this bit.ly/canceledcon. We also started putting in the applications to some social graphics. You can see that we are taking the voice and tone that we have noted over here for the brand and started to apply it. It's cheeky, it's fun, it's bold, it's in your face. And so we've started to apply that to some of our brand, right? So once we have a brand standard defined, tomorrow it's going to be very easy for us to expand and build out more assets for this brand. We'll do speaker headshots, we'll do social promos, we'll take a look at the website and how this brand has influenced all the decisions that we had been making in the future. So Wade just posted the link. Go ahead, click on that link, sync your Creative Cloud folder. If you want to practice maybe with the daily creative challenges, next week we won't have daily creative challenges, so maybe I'll make some canceled con challenges next week. If you want to, you can tune in to me, just Hoch.co. You can follow along on Behance somewhere, subscribe to me, and it will notify you when I'm live. And next week, maybe we'll do some canceled con challenges. I'll teach you some cool tips and tricks in Illustrator, and we will have fun working with this brand system for canceled con. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule of what's coming up. Right now, it's me. Hi. We had Cloudy before this, one of my favorite people. We got to work together a couple weeks ago. Next up, we have Howard Pinsky, who always tends to be after this stream, which I absolutely love. He's one of my favorites to transition into. After that, we have Kyle T. Webster. I have been dying to hang out with Kyle T. Webster. He is so cool, does amazing, incredible work. And then at the end of the day, Voodoo Val with one of our mods, Cody Bear, one of our mentors that is in Discord as well. That is the design off. Super fun time. Go hang out for an hour as they make something. They get a brief and they go for it. It's an all-out battle. So go ahead and stick around for that content that is coming up. Again, I will be live again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be launching the full Canceled Con website. We will have our donation tiers open with all those rewards for you. We will be announcing all of our speakers, all of our guests, and so much more tomorrow. So mark your calendar, set a reminder, 12 p.m. Pacific Time, and make sure you note July 11th, 7/11, the next Canceled Con is coming up. It's going to be a great time. We also will be live on Friday with Office Hours, Adobe Office Hours, with Nick Longo. This week, we're talking about pricing. He and I will be talking about our pricing, what we charge for projects, what we charge hourly versus per project. So tune in for that. It is going to be literally like the hottest tea that we could ever spill about how to price, what we price. We're going to tell you actual prices for actual projects, and tell you what we charge, how we've gotten to those rates, and maybe somewhere that you could land with your rates if you're a freelancer. So tune in for that Friday at 1 p.m. Hi, Victoria, just joining us. We're just about to sign off, but thanks for joining, Victoria. Stick around for the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge coming up next. Oh, y'all, we made it through. The train is on the way. We are puffing. We are leaving the station. And Canceled Con 2 is on its way. Make sure that you follow along at the social links. You can sign up for our email list. We'll be doing a giveaway tomorrow through the email. So go to canceledcon.com and sign up for that email list. I'll be back tomorrow to hang out with all of you. Again, this is a journey. We're trying to build a community, and I love for you to be a part. So let's ride the rails. Let's build an awesome community. Hopefully bring us all closer together in this time and be inspired. Creativity and community is so important. And even though we can't be in physical communities right now, using these kind of digital communities are a great way for us to stay inspired, to stay creative. And we are the creators of what's next. Designers create the future. And so as we form a new and better future, being inspired is going to be a huge part of that for us to make the future completely awesome. So make sure you keep tuning in, keep engaging with community, and hang around for the rest of the day here on Adobe Live every day, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.